You know, Thanos basically was Bernie. Thanos was a socialist. He thought, all right, there's finite resources.
I am once again asking you to eliminate half of all life in the universe. His name is Hasan. Sure, some of you saw this yesterday. If you haven't, allow me to reiterate what an absolute fucking ghoul piece of shit Tim Pool is. People are dying right now. Families are barred entry to the hospitals. Nurses and doctors are dancing on the grave of the dead. Well, you can only watch from a distance. Comic credit, G Prime 85. This just what the fuck. I'll miss you, Dad. I only wish that I could have held your hand one last time. And we're dancing because this is what doctors and nurses do. They dance over the bodies. If anyone was here yesterday for the interview I did with Doc Midnight, and everyone should go check out twitch.tv/DocMidnight_. As a frontline worker, doctor, he'll tell you that this is not exactly what is happening. In fact, this is unbelievably ghoulish to suggest that there's any joy for the nurses or doctors who are watching thousands and thousands of human beings die in real time in front of them, while they themselves are not given the equipment they need to stay safe in this scenario while they're trying to save lives. You see, we've got this for-profit healthcare system in the United States. Under this healthcare system, the employees, which are the doctors and the nurses, are treated like vermin. They're treated like absolute garbage. They were each given one mask each at the start of this pandemic and told to reuse the same mask over and over and over by shining UV light upon it. That's absolutely horrifying. Things got so bad because, again, the hospitals are overrun with bodies at this point. They have to choose who lives and dies because they only have so many respirators to go around. Well, at the same time, they are now in such a bad headspace that they are turning, and content warning here, but they're turning to suicide, to drug addiction. I'm talking about the doctors and the nurses, okay? Not the family members. The doctors and the nurses. He's like, overwhelmingly, the people I work with now have substance abuse problems, they're alcoholics, they're addicted to caffeine pills, and or they're killing themselves. Doctors and nurses are killing themselves because, yes, this is such a horrifying situation that they're so unbelievably unprepared for. Not only are they unprepared for it, as in like they're not getting the support they need, they've also got half of the population who is doing shit like this, who is saying shit like this, who is spreading horrifying rumors that there's somehow joy being had by nurses or doctors in this weird kind of, I don't know how you even wrap your head around inventing this kind of a scenario, but they have. And then you've got people like Tim Pool who are basically regurgitating this, who are pushing this narrative out there that yes, doctors aren't even letting the loved ones of their family members see them. If they aren't doing that, maybe because it's a highly contagious disease that people are dying from and they don't want other people to catch said disease because yes, it's real. You know, he is like, the other thing that blew my mind that I learned yesterday is that almost 40%, and this is an anecdote, but almost 40% of the patients that this doctor has to see who die don't believe in COVID. Wrap your head around that anecdote again. 40% of the people who are dying in front of him do not believe they are dying from the disease they die from on their deathbeds. They are confused and they have no idea what's happening. They think it's something else, but they don't believe in COVID. And again, that's because of people like this. People who are telling lies and spreading rumors that are like pseudoscientific at best, that are downright damaging and ghoulish at worst. So anyways, Tim Pool tweets this out. Hasan responds, as most of everyone with hearts and souls did. I think everyone had their piece. Oh, we got a thought slam in here. In a long history of being despicable, this stands out as the most heinous thing you've ever done. I truly hope it had never come to depend on this bravery of the people you're disparaging now, you absolute piece of shit. Agreed. Somebody is easy to trigger. Klondike, a multiverse boy, has done his part for the revolution. Anyways, Hasan makes a comment about this, like almost everyone did, and then Tim Pool responds something along the lines of, oh yeah, here we go. If I made a killing simply sitting in front of a webcam talking shit, I'd keep my mouth shut about the people who change the diapers on your COVID denier dad and risk their lives while doing so. Agreed. Using COVID as an excuse to avoid coming on my show when Vosh and Hunter did come on is a good mask for fear. Okay, so immediately the first thing that popped to my mind was, by the way, Tim Pool, this is Rich. Didn't you go on Ben Shapiro's show remotely? Didn't you do? Aren't you equipped to do that? Isn't it some weird thing that you're demanding people come to your sex mansion in order to be able to have conversations with you? Isn't that a weird prerequisite? And every time they do, by the way, you've been objectively embarrassed. I mean, I'm no fan of Destiny, Kenosha Andy, but at the same time, like, he absolutely wrecks Tim Pool because Tim Pool is just there for the wrecking. Let's put aside Vouch Vaush, who for like the 2 hours speaking calm and collectedly completely destroyed every single, like, I hope any fans of Tim Pool who were watching that at the same time were obviously like, wow, I've been following a false prophet. I have no idea why I've been listening to this man. That was one of the great things about that strategy going forward, by the way, is actually, instead of going in there and just trying to like salt the earth, Jack AM style, by the way, you go in there and you just try to make the audience themselves realize, by the way, you've been following a false prophet. This is why, and this is why things should change. That notwithstanding, Tim Pool's completely set up to do this. We know this because he's done it. Someone posted the receipt right away, I think. Oh yeah, here. Here's a screenshot of Tim Pool in his new studio doing a remote show with Ben Shapiro. So he can do it anytime he wants. He both has the technology, he has the setup, he has the internet. The only reason he's not doing it is because he gets to juggle and play with people. That's it. He can be like, well, so-and-so refused to come to my studio. You know, first off, I think Hasan had a very reasonable response to that, which is, I take care of my mother. She's at high risk. I don't want to possibly infect her just to go to the beanie factory. I'm good, dog. I'm all right. Okay. But at the same time, this back and forth, it's like, it's so unusual to me. Just learn how to do video calls. They know how to do video calls. That's the thing. That's like, here's the video call. Yeah. But anyways, that cartoon, indefensible and like absolutely disgusting. I don't know why you'd want to be like happily credited for this. I hope the government steps in before this gets out of hand. The French Revolution. Are you a monarchist? Are they all monarchists? Like every single one of them? God damn, they want a king or queen daddy or mommy just to take care of them. They need like extreme benevolence. Well, hopefully it's benevolent. Let's hope you don't get like, you know, one of the shitty monarchs. You know, a monarch is a dictator, right? Like there's no oversight. Like if you don't like what's happening, you don't get to vote in a committee. You also don't get to make cartoons about the government. That doesn't happen under a monarchy. You get killed. You get this. This is what happens if you drew this cartoon under a monarchy. Family-friendly version in case Twitter wants to protect us for our own good. Goddamn. So anyways, yeah, just another day in Tim Pool land. I don't understand how anyone takes this guy seriously when he has such a large audience. I used to be of the mind, by the way, that Tim Pool was just the griftiest grifter that ever grifted. And so after learning from Vaush that apparently he believes all this shit, it's even weirder. I mean, it was always one of those things. Like, you are either disingenuous and a grifter, or you're just asinine. It's one of the two. And I guess we know that it's the former more than the latter. No, it's the latter. It's definitely the latter. It's baffling. Like, I can't understand why someone might want to watch a Shapiro or a Crowder. That makes sense to me, but I can't wrap my head around a person who watches Tim Pool and says, yes, this is good. I enjoy watching this. It's the same reason why people like the Lincoln Project. People love hearing the other side confirm their worldview, except Tim is pretty conservative in a lot of his POV, so I don't know why they think he's still a progressive just because he worked at Vice. They think he's a progressive because he keeps saying that. It's part of his brand. Like, I don't know anyone else who has to reiterate their political position before every sentence. That's probably because that's not your actual political position. But if you keep saying it, eventually someone has to believe it, right? I think this calls for some Tim Pool clips. Yesterday he was mocking frontline workers, and today he's rationalizing how half the nation has already seceded by enacting policies to slow the virus, so we might as well declare martial law. Big brain energy. Yeah, I can't believe he did this yesterday.
We had the best economy in generations of our lives, according to Jim Cramer, in 2019. COVID.
According to Jim Cramer. That, by the way, that's Jim Cramer of Mad Money, the host of Mad Money, the cartoon show, the one who's been ripped apart for getting people to invest in Bear Stearns when Bear Stearns crashed shortly thereafter, losing their life savings, and lots of people lost their life savings. He makes the funnies. He does the sound effects and stuff. It's kind of like this show. You know how I always do things like this, like.
When it comes to this serious
clean up your room.
Clap for that, you stupid bastard.
Lying dog face pony soldier.
Except the difference is you haven't lost all your life savings. That's it. It's basically, yeah, it's the same, except I'm not telling you to invest in something that could make you bankrupt. That's the difference. But again,
clap for that, you stupid bastard.
Oh yeah, but sorry, don't listen to internet personalities who tell you to put your money into certain things. Don't do that. That's a terrible idea. So you know, that's I don't know, one piece of advice. But anyway, sorry, yeah, do go on.
And now we have a fractured and broken country. And you know what? I think it's a good reason to say maybe this is where Trump made mistakes. A lot of people have been calling on Trump to invoke the Insurrection Act. And you know what? I've absolutely warmed to that idea.
Who are these people? Is it you? Are you like, where is your mansion like located? I gotta ask Vouch that, because where are you hoping to secede? I'm maybe you just want to become your own independent nation. I'm not entirely sure.
To really much oppose it. Like, could you imagine the military going into a blue city and being like, you know, we're in charge now, martial law? We're already under martial law. The blue states have excised themselves from the Union already.
What? So it's like, that has to either be a joke, like that was just extreme sarcasm and it didn't land, and or he believes things that are not in reality. Like that's beyond the pale, right? Like you can hear the words coming out of his mouth and be like, well, no, this person should be locked up. You should be institutionalized. I do not understand how you genuinely believe this, unless it's a bit, again. So if it's part of the whole mad money thing.
Clap for that, you stupid bastard.
You are fake news.
Oh yeah, martial law. Right, I forgot. All right, currently under martial law. God damn. It's hard out there. Whoa, Dave Rubin clips got suspended? Oh, damn. Sorry, this is a non sequitur, but... Oh, no. No. Oh, man. Pour one out. Pour one out for Dave Rubin clips. Dave Rubin clips did really good work. Really good work. Hey, can we get some Fs in chat? Can we get some Fs in chat for Dave Rubin clips? And, you know, if you're drinking a 40... Just pour that straight on the ground. I'm sorry. I know I tell you to clean your room, but your room better be soaked in OE right now. That's sad. That's real sad. God damn. God damn. Well, Dave Rubin clips, The Way of the Dodo Bird. I don't really have any. Do I have sad music? In memorandum of Dave Rubin clips.
I'm guessing you're a Marvel movie guy. Thanos, in effect, so Thanos was a social justice warrior in effect.
What? I had no idea.
And you know who thought like that? Thanos. You guys remember Thanos?
I do.
What did Thanos want to do in the Marvel world, right? In the Avengers movie, Thanos saw a universe with finite resources. And what did he say? He said, I'll do the thing that nobody will do. I will wipe out half of the life in the universe in the name of creating peace.
Like
and that actually is how the left behaves.
They will tell you, we're going to eliminate racism, we'll eliminate sexism, we'll eliminate homophobia, and blah, blah, blah. Now, to do that, as I said before, you're going to have to kill a lot of people. They're basically Thanos from the Marvel movies, from Avengers. You know who also promised the perfect system? That guy Thanos. Remember Thanos, who was fighting the Avengers? You know, Thanos basically was Bernie. Thanos was a socialist. He thought, all right, there's finite resources.
I am once again asking you to eliminate half of all life in the universe.
In the universe, but what did he have to do to keep the whole thing going? He was going to have to kill half of the living creatures in the universe. What I keep describing as this is Thanos from the Avengers movies.
Does that sound like a Trump supporter to you?
Well, that's half Thanos. Thanos was the bad guy in the last two movies, and what did Thanos...
But that's half Thanos. Well, you know, he's not full Thanos. That's half Thanos. Yeah, he's on his way.
Thanos want? Well, Thanos saw a universe that had finite resources. But what he had to do was murder a lot of people. And in many ways, that's what the left has become.
The left wants to murder half of all life on Earth. That's what the social justice warriors want.
I like talking about ideas.
This is my Dave Rubin laugh. Ideas. Oh, so as people are pointing out, Dave Rubin clips has been resurrected up until they get a DMCA strike. Dave Rubin is going to DMCA strike every one of these, and unfortunately, because none of what Dave Rubin clips does is transformative, it's not. You're posting clips of Dave Rubin. He's going to successfully DMCA strike you as many times. What I would do if Dave Rubin clips you are watching, add a little something. Just put a little, like, if you have text at the top here saying Dave Rubin's take is dumb, that's enough. And then you're making a criticism on this clip. But just posting the clips themselves, you know, I mean, I'm sure we've had enough people who have shown us examples as to why that doesn't work on this platform, so to speak. Yeah, that's awesome though. Dave Rubin and Thanos.
What lies around the corner? Never knowing who's going to kill you.
Are you the next one to be murked? You never know if it's a friend or a foe. If you want to see the biggest names in BreadTube and Left Twitch and Butterthing and I don't know the fucking names anymore, come see Left Among Us.
If you want us to advertise your channel or work, please go to weareserfs.com and email us a 20 to 30 second ad, and we'll take it on to the end of one of our videos to help promote your leftist channel or progressive something. Whatever you do.
To our God, I'm Rast, Xander Corvus, and Schlatsky, we shall commit blood sacrifices in your honor. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, our lives are yours to command. To our lords, Jeffrey Lamb, Trevor R., Stephen, Hans Josephine, Poppy Nelson, Ryan Lubin, Jimothy K. Meeblebeeps Jr., we bow meekly for your pleasure. To our knights of the round table, Josh Mickelson, Dylan Bythe, Zach Christensen, Todd Buckingham, Todd Lajeunesse, Political Puppy, Jimmy Bignuts, Andreas Chitoro, Good Poon Hates Cops, That's Solid Poon Then, Dr. Zayas, Yoppy, Violent Orchard, Sophie Baby, Jack Darko, Thomas Barretton, J. Fraser Cartwright, Goofalankius, Melissa Murphy, Nicholas Marks, Alexander Thaler, Ali Rada Jaffer, Alex Gauvin, Radical Maniac, we salute you.